Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of On to the Next One. The matchmaking crowns are so back following UFC 319. Went down in Chi-Town, the Windy City, last night. We have a brand new middleweight champion of the world. That middleweight champion has a name, and his name is Khamzat Chimaev. Just absolutely runs over Dricus du Plessis for 24 plus minutes. Just an incredible outing, just complete and utter dominance. I know there's a lot of fans who didn't love watching that fight, but I mean, impressive as hell, whether you like it or not. We have a featherweight division that just looks a lot different right now, and so much to talk about from a matchmaking perspective. But I am Mike Heck, and joining me to discuss that and much more, the co-host, the co-matchmaker, the Prince of Positivity, and my best friend, the one and only Alexander K. Lee. AK, how we doing on this Sunday? You are muted, and hopefully we can rectify this.
What is up, guys? I was muted. I was giving a little too much headspace. I'm a gray man against a gray background. That about sums up how I feel right now. No, I don't know. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I don't know. The event left me on a bit of a high, which is weird because the main event was definitely a grind. My best friend. It wasn't one I plan to rewatch anytime soon. I think it's worth discussing, and I don't think. Like I cannot get on the like, oh, you know, darn you, Chimaev, for not like being able to finish and not being a little more aggressive at doing damage. Like I just can't get on that. Like it was really impressive for me to see him control DDP. DDP, not the greatest defensive wrestler. We've seen this in previous fights, even the ones he's won. So I think we knew this was a possibility. We'd sort of hoped that Chimaev's usual like finishing instinct would kick in at some point because he wrestles a lot, but he also usually when he takes people down, finishes them. But there was probably a concerted effort here. One, not to deplete the gas tank. This is his first time actually going 5 rounds. And also I think respect for DDP. I think they know how unpredictable he is and how like if you try and get a little too cute with him, he can do some wild stuff. And we saw that in a couple of moments in the fight where DDP was able to just almost one time, I think he did a Derek Lewis. He just stood up. That was, I think, in the third or fourth round. And then, of course, the end of the fight where he had like the most significant offense of the entire contest for about 20 seconds. So, I was satisfied with what I saw. And obviously, we had some great finishes, Mike. So very solid pay-per-view card from the UFC. And, round of applause as usual for the fighters. Fighters, I think, all delivered for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, will this be the card of the year? I saw some people say like this is the best card of the year. I don't know because I think you need the main event to deliver.
Yeah,
for that to happen. And I see Khamzat getting a bunch of flack for the performance. I couldn't have been more impressed. Like that was more impressive to me than him just submitting DDP in the first round. Like that was a scary performance. That told me this guy could be middleweight champion for a really long time. And Jed and I were both kind of on the same page that right this second, there's not a soul at 185 pounds who is going to beat this man. They're just not going to.
Nope.
Absolutely insane. Just looking at the numbers, AK, 12 takedowns for Khamzat Chimaev, 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time. The strike differential, AK, 529 to 45.
That's a lot of strikes.
Yeah. Almost Khamzat Chimaev almost outstruck Dricus du Plessis by 500 strikes. Like, and that is not a mistake on my part. 529 to 45 were the striking totals. Ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. DDP had nothing for this man. I scored a 50-43. I think Khamzat Chimaev should have got a 10-8 in the first round without question. I mean, DDP did literally nothing. He did nothing but get crucifixed, controlled, almost finished at a point, and got hit in the face like 170 times. And DDP literally mounted 0 offense in that entire round. And to score that round the same way as Karine Silva versus Deone Barboza is absolutely ridiculous. You just can't do it. Round 2, I gave it a 10-9. Round 3, it was clear as day, 10-8. I mean, this is just one-way traffic.
See, I'll always defend those kinds of 10-9s, though, because I need to see a little more damage. We mentioned the 500 total strikes. my best friend, I imagine you have the stats in front of you. How many were counted as significant? I'm looking at it right now.
It's 37.
37. That's a bad look. That's a bad look when you're in that dominant position.
Miles may vary on what a significant strike actually is. Though.
Sure. But I think we can agree it's a lot of pitter patter stuff. It's a lot, that crucifix, right? It's one of the hardest positions to sort of evaluate as far as like when we're saying like how dominant. Well, it's definitely dominant. How damaging is it? How close is a fighter to ending a fight? Because we've seen fighters get the crucifix and then win with those pitter patter strikes just because like the other guy can't get out and the referee kind of has no choice. The referee's like, well, how many of these quote unquote like non-significant strikes am I going to allow? Like if this guy lands 100 unanswered strikes and like none of them are considered significant, it's still 100 like little strikes. Like I think I had to do something here. So I think DDP fortunately never got into that position where it was so many unanswered shots that the referee had to stop it. But like I said, I like to see a little more substantial damage. But yeah, I think has to be at least 3 10-8s in that fight. Obviously not round 5. It was just incredible to watch. Was it a safe performance? Sure. I'm not going to tell people like, oh, you didn't enjoy that fight, you're not a real MMA fan. Like, I wouldn't say that. But I do think that not giving credit to Chimaev for what he did, and also for if you didn't like the fight, not shifting some of the blame, of course, to du Plessis for not being able to get up. Right? I was out of conserving his energy, or just couldn't figure it out. I think he said the perfect thing after DDP. He said, it wasn't even, I felt like Chimaev was that much stronger. It wasn't like brute force. It was like the guy knew what I was going to do before I was going to do it. And I thought that was such a smart and sharp comment. He didn't try and take away and just say, oh, yeah, like I was unprepared. He was like, no, this guy's wrestling is amazing. Like it's a technique thing as much as a skill thing. So that to me is why I enjoyed watching it. But I understand the discontent from fans who maybe wanted a little more aggression.
Yeah. Jamal Hill, take notes. That's what you do. If you lay out a premise and a promise of how this fight is going to go, and then you don't deliver that, then you can't do I dared to be great. I twisted my ankle on the way to the octagon. I overcame injuries in so many things you don't know about. You can't do that. DDP was just like, yeah, man, he beat the shit out of me. And hats off to the man. I got to go back to the drawing board and I'll be back and I'm going to get that belt back. Like, good stuff all around. So now, AK, we have to matchmake here. We have to matchmake. And I have to tell you, I had a really tough time with this because I had laid out, and this sort of is like a theme for the top 2 fights. There were certain things that there were certain ways these fights could have played out. And there are certain roadmaps to get to where we needed to go. But based on the result and how the fights went, and sort of the fallout of it afterwards, I had to completely change course on a lot of different things. So let's start with Khamzat Chimaev, AK, because he has a queue of contenders that are it is a mile long right now. We have, of course, the Caio Borralho, Nasruddin Imavov, UFC Paris main event that is coming up in a couple of weeks. Timing could not be better for that fight at the moment. We have Rainier de Ritter, who beat Robert Whittaker at a super close split decision. A lot of people feel like Whittaker won that fight, but RDR, people want to see RDR maybe get his shot. Then you have Fluffy Hernandez, who, and I've said this publicly and I'll continue to say it, if there is a award for performance of the year in MMA, Fluffy Hernandez has one of the 3 best performances in all of MMA in 2025. What he did to Roman Dolidze is, like, I don't know if Roman Dolidze can look himself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I should probably keep fighting. He might have ended Roman Dolidze's career with that performance. So you have those guys, not to mention some of the other names that are from the past, the Sean Stricklands, the Paulo Costas, guys that Khamzat has built up rivalries with. People have always wanted to see a Khamzat Israel Adesanya fight at some point. Like, there are so many options that the UFC could present to Khamzat Chimaev. But AK, the question is, it's not what the UFC wants to do. It's what you are putting out into the universe that should be the move, trying to get yourself at Otto point. So AK, Khamzat Chimaev, first title defense will be against who?
I'm not trying to get a point. I cannot predict necessarily what's going to happen. I just know what I want. I know what I want to see. So I have I think I've made, we had Anthony Hernandez fight, so we made a matchup for him. We had Paulo Costa, who's weirdly in the mix just because of his beef with Chimaev and because he talks a lot. I've matched him already. Ryan DeRitter, I kind of matched up him. I matched him with Anthony Hernandez, I think. And then I think I don't remember who I said should fight the winner of like Mihailo Imavov. So technically I've mentioned all these names already, and I normally don't like to go back. But man, after this, we got a new champion now. I got to wipe the slate clean. So I'm putting all those names back in play. I'm not eligible for any of those previous Otno picks. You can take those points off the board. So I had to go with what I really want to see, the guy who I think is most deserving. I'm waving my magic wand, and also I think has a chance to beat him. It would just make for an incredible fight. Recency bias for sure, but Mike, we're going Fluffy. We're going Anthony Hernandez. I really want to see this fight. All these guys are worthy. If they booked RDR, I'd be fine with it. If they booked the winner, Mihailo Imavov, I'd be more than fine with it. If they booked Paulo Costa, I would not be so fine with it. I feel like you just cannot do that now. I think the way some of these middleweights have performed, these other contenders have performed, I think you can't do it. And I guys, I know, go back, check the tapes. That was what I said, like Costa win, lose, or draw versus Chimaev. I think it's because I thought Chimaev might lose, and I was like keeping that option open. But with Chimaev winning, God, you cannot give Paulo Costa a title shot. You can't do it. Can't do that. Can't run back DDP right away. It doesn't even sound like he wants that. So let's do Fluffy. I want it now, Mike. This is I don't want to wait pick. I want it. If I don't see this fight, I'll be very sad. So I need to see Fluffy and Khamzat.
So when you first started, I was like, we're going to do a Friends Forever here. I just have a feeling. And then you said what you said, and I realized I was absolutely correct. We are doing a Friends Forever moment. Cue the damn band. 1, 2, 3. Friends Forever. It's Fluffy Hernandez. It's Fluffy because here's how I came out of UFC 319. No one's beating him. Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the champion of the world at 185 pounds for as long as he wants. It does not matter who he fights. He's going to beat them convincingly. So the one guy who I think stylistically has any chance of beating him is Fluffy Hernandez. I think he rolls RDR. I think he rolls Kaio. I think he rolls Imavov. I think he rolls everybody he could possibly fight. The one guy who has a chance is Fluffy, and it's a very small one at this point. So I'm going Fluffy because I need to see it. The on-deck circle is Kaio versus Imavov. Whoever wins that fight is next. And then the co-main event, it could not be easier to make. Or not the co-main event, but for DDP, just think of the poster, AK. Just think of the poster.
Yes.
6 letters. Actually, 8. DDP versus RDR. Jed Meshew gets his wish. We all get the big goofy bozo fight. And that's it. I think the way we've laid this out, especially with Fluffy being on both sides, the band can kind of it's okay.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Count him in.
Plug it in. 3, 2, 1. Friends
forever. I tried something new there. I nailed it.
Fluffy. Winner of that fight gets the Kaio Imavov winner, and then DDP and RDR just do crazy weird stuff, and we'll see how it is right now. So, yeah,
I'm so happy.
That's where we're at.
I'm so happy. UFC, do not mess this up. Do not mess this up. This division is so good right now, and I get that it's a little disappointing that this was not like the fight of the year or highlight of the year or moment of the year we were hoping it would be, but that's okay. That's okay, guys. That happens sometimes when divisions are really good. We set our expectations really high, and it doesn't quite match that. But boy, you've got some great contenders here, amazing matchups. Please, let's do this.
I would like Pandemic P to show me any sort of sourcing where either guy has said, I will never fight the other unless it's for a belt. Because Reinier Ritter said the complete opposite of that. And DDP would absolutely fight RDR if it meant getting a title shot in return. That is not a bound friendship. That is not Michael Page, Israel Adesanya type shit. It just isn't. So those two dudes are going to fight. And if you don't think they're going to fight, I need you to truly get on board, because that is 100% the fight that is going to be made. And you think Reinier Ritter has literally any sort of negotiating power in this situation? Well, me and DDP are kind of friends, so I'm not fighting him. You know what's going to happen? The UFC's going to be like, all right, homie, back of the line. You're going to fight Roman Kopylov now. That's what's going to happen to you. So he has no power in this conversation. He is fighting Dricus du Plessis, which right now is the biggest fight he can get because they're not going to give him a title shot based on a split decision win over Robert Whittaker. I don't see it happening. So I like this. AK, I think we've laid it out absolutely perfectly.
It's time.
We're in great shape.
Don't mess around. Paulo Costa, go do something else. You're not part of this equation. Sorry, buddy. You're not part of this equation right now.
No, because of how, like, especially with how Khamzat just beat DDP. I mean, just completely neutralized him. DDP literally did nothing in this fight. At the end of the day, like, that just takes Costa out of the equation because there is nothing fun about Khamzat versus Costa now. Like, Costa's like a big silly dummy, like when he fights, and like in a respectful way in terms of like watching him compete in a stylistic perspective. Like, maybe Costa's just crazy enough to like weather a storm and win the fight. Costa has literally no chance of beating him. Khamzat would be a minus 1,200 favorite in that fight. So I literally have no interest in it. And it doesn't matter how much they hate each other. The UFC is just like, yeah, we're not booking this fight to headline a pay-per-view because Khamzat is going to absolutely run this dude over. So I think we got it locked down. Now, how about this, AK? Who would have thunk it? Lerone Murphy, who, by the way, I picked and had a bet on for a number of reasons. Did I expect Lerone Murphy to have one of the 3 best knockouts of the year? No. No one, not one human being on planet Earth said that Lerone Murphy was going to obliterate Aaron Pico in the first 3 minutes of the fight. No one said that. That was absolutely stunning. Absolutely shocking. And now AK, the miracle, may have just performed one himself. The man who was getting dumped on by everybody. Oh, he's boring. No one wants to watch him fight. Oh, thank God Aaron Pico is fighting him. So now Aaron Pico can get rid of Lerone Murphy, and then he can go fight Alexander Volkanovski for the title. And Lerone Murphy said, nah, wait till you see what's about to happen. And now, AK, the question is Lerone Murphy about to fight for a UFC world title after what just happened last night? After just colding Aaron Pico in such nasty fashion?
Yep. That's the way to go, guys. That's the way to go. I looked back and I was trying to remember if I had made any previous featherweight picks to challenge Volkanovski, and I was like, nope, I have not booked anything for Volkanovski yet. I think when Volkanovski won, I wanted Evloev. Obviously, that's not going to happen. The UFC has. I don't know if they know Evloev exists. They do not care about Evloev's win streak. He is almost in the same boat as Lerone Murphy, but I think they're like, a huge win streak, a lot of decisions. But I think they're even less interested in Evloev if that's possible. So yeah, Evloev is out of it. It's Murphy time, man. Murphy, I thought was so good. You mentioned who would have thought he'd have one of the best knockouts of the year. What if I had told you Carlos Prates is going to have a spinning elbow knockout on this card? Oh, by the way, Lerone Murphy's going to beat that. Like, I wouldn't say how. I just said, yeah, Lerone Murphy's going to have a better knockout than Carlos Prates. You people would have said I was insane. You would have had me fired. So he not only beat Prates' finish, he did it with the same move, just with a little more impact and a little more sauce on or something. I mean, both are incredible. I mean, if you liked the Prates one better, I wouldn't blame you. But yeah, Murphy, he needs it, man. I mean, great win streak. Not the most scintillating guy in the mic, but he's like good with the media. Like, I do think he's okay. When he has to do scrums and things like that, he's just not going to give you a big meme worthy quote or anything like that, and that's okay. That's not every champion can be that way. I don't think Tom Aspinall's that way either, right? I think Tom Aspinall's a pretty popular guy right now. I think people like him. He does get a lot of finishes, so there's that. But you're only as good as your last fight. And a lot of people are going to be talking about this Murphy KO Pico for a long time. So thank you, Aaron Pico, for being you. Never loses by decision. He's kept that intact, has never lost by decision. Even against Lerone Murphy, he will not lose by decision. He's going on his shield. So, yeah, give me that title fight now, man. I think it's time.
Yeah. I mean, the way I sort of viewed this fight, and it was a question that I've asked on like multiple shows, is what was Aaron Pico's best win heading into this fight?
Yeah.
I was like, seriously look at his resume and just tell me who his best win was.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, the more I landed on it was Justin Gonzalez is his best win.
Not James Gonzalez?
Not James. Justin. Justin Gonzalez is the best win. I think the Leandro Higo win has aged the best. Mm-hmm. But Gonzalez to me was like, all right, this guy's good. Gonzalez is also like the 77th best featherweight in the world.
Yes.
And he was like 13-0 at the time and had some good regional buzz, and Aaron beat him up. there's just like, it's so cliche to say there's levels to this game. Like literally every guy Lerone Murphy has fought in the UFC, and probably like his last 2 or 3 fights outside of it were way tougher fights than anybody Aaron Pico had ever fought before.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give something away right now, because I'm going to give you like my biggest takeaway from this fight outside of like Lerone Murphy is about to get a title fight before the end of the year. The biggest loser of UFC 319 was Movsar Evloev.
Oh, yeah.
Because
if
you told Movsar Evloev was not watching UFC 319 and he just like read an alert on his phone that Lerone Murphy beat Aaron Pico, this dude is doing the worm up and down the street in celebration. And then he jumps on Twitter and sees how Lerone Murphy beat him, and he's like, son of a bitch. So not only did he just lose out in that aspect, at the same token, I even said it after I don't know if it was BTL or something else. When they announced Movsar Evloev versus Aaron Pico, I was like, Movsar Evloev is going to obliterate him. Like, that fight is not even competitive. And Casey tried to talk me off of it, and I get it. But I was like, Movsar is going to smash him. So that's why like I kind of liked the fight, because if for some reason Movsar slipped on a banana peel and Pico had like knocked him out, like cool, push him to the moon. But worst case scenario is that Aaron Pico is going to put Movsar in a position where he just absolutely ices him. And it's just like, see, I told this young man he wasn't fun. Dana White would go to the press conference and be like, if it wasn't for me and my motivational tools, Movsar Evloev wouldn't have knocked out Aaron Pico. That's all I wanted to see from the young man. Now he's getting a title shot. And now he's going to have to sit and watch Lerone Murphy fight for the belt. And then he's going to have to sit and watch Gian Silva possibly beat Diego Lopez. Because if Gian Silva beats Diego Lopez, Movsar Evloev no longer has to win one fight. He has to win 2 fights before he gets a title fight. And that's fucking crazy. So tough night for Movsar Evloev and the Evloev Nation. But yeah, shout out to Lerone Murphy, man. Talk about doing the thing. The man went out there and did the thing.
Movsar is not like super active either. I mean, we haven't even had him fight yet in 2025. So it would be like shocking if he somehow ends up getting a title. If he gets a title fight in 2026, it would be as like the 3rd person they call. You know, it'd be like, so someone got injured, he weighed in as a backup or something. Like there's just, I cannot see the path right now where within 2 fights, he definitely gets a title shot. I have no idea what that path is. And I like Movsar. Movsar, I think, is on my pound for pound list. Like I have him as one of the top 20 pound for pound fighters in the world, and I just can't picture him getting a title shot right now. It's just circumstances are so against him.
I'm not going back to look for this. I just don't want to. Is there truly a conversation going on in the chat about what would happen and that it would be anywhere competitive if Bo Nickel fought Khamzat Chimaev? I really hope that's not happening.
I'm not even looking at that.
Khamzat Chimaev right now is a minus 7,000 favorite in that fight. Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's not hyperbolic. That's literally true. What would happen? Bo Nickel has 0 chance of beating Khamzat Chimaev. 0.
I will just ask these people: have you seen Bo Nickel fight? That's it. And I'm not gonna. You guys can discuss. Have you seen him fight? That is my only question.
He's tiny. You think like he's tiny? He's just gonna get. He's gonna get mushed. Khamzat's gonna smoke him. Like I understand his wrestling accolades are great. No, they're great, but he's just gonna get smashed. Absolutely insane. All right, let's continue on.
Terrible. Oh, hold on. I gotta talk a little more about Pico because Mike, I picked Pico. I'm so angry with myself because I have for years. I don't know. You know what? I got dazzled by the 3 letters of the UFC. I guess I was like, oh, Pico's not that good. Then he got signed by the UFC, and something like, oh wow, this guy must be good. The UFC signed him. I'm such a fool. I've been doubting Pico like for a long time. Like, love him, super fun to watch. I think in our MMA fighting rankings, I don't think I ever put him in the top 15. I don't think I ever had him near it. And then he gets put against a clear top 7 guy, and for some reason I was like, I talked myself into he's gonna win, even though I had exactly the same thought process you had. Like, holy crap, he has not fought anyone near the top 50. No, I shouldn't say that. No, currently, yes. No, it's currently fair. Nowhere near the top 50 of the featherweight division. And I thought he was going to jump up and take out Lerone Murphy. I'm so angry at myself. So that was bad. He's on my fantasy team, Mike. Why did I do that?
I had a great day in fantasy.
You had a really good day.
Great day.
I
I even got with all the people talking shit about Khamzat. I even got a performance bonus point.
That was so funny.
Fantasy from Khamzat. I was so pumped.
Did you get you got maximum points? He gave you the maximum
outside of the finish. Outside of a finish.
That's right.
So
didn't get a finish.
I think you got 225.
Didn't get a finish, but somehow got you the.
Damn right. I mean, you 50-43 a man.
Joseph Morales was robbed.
Alexander Hernandez is probably robbed. Hernandez is robbed. If we're being
well, I think we'll say like, the stoppage was not early, but I guess the timing was weird. I saw something complaining that like.
I thought it was a great stoppage. That's the best thing Jason Herzog's done in a long
time. I think
time.
just because it was near the end of the round, people do the thing where like, he should have let him hang on. It's like, no, that's not the referee's. That's not the referee's job either. It's like he doesn't look at the clock.
Yeah,
he looks at what's happening. Where would you? And this is where the conversation gets even dumber. Mike, where would you rank Pico right now in the UFC featherweights only UFC featherweight division?
Oh boy.
You're going to be so angry when I tell you where I ranked him, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but go ahead.
Let me pull up because I haven't updated my personal ranking.
Yeah, I might have to change this. He's not my top 15. I'll say that he's obviously not.
No.
He's not getting a ranking. He's not getting a ranking. I think he's going to fall out. I think he is in our. No, he's like a Favre maybe. I don't. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's number 10. He entered number 10. I don't think he will be after Saturday.
He will be at number 30.
Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay.
I'm gonna have him behind Melky Costa. That's where I'm gonna have him.
Yeah, he should be. Maybe I have to change this. This is so bad. I don't know why I have him 17. That's bad, right? That's horrible, right?
I can't rank him above Daniel Wood or Yuho Choi or Chepe Mariscal.
I'm changing it live. I feel terrible. Okay, because I don't know why I put him above Giga. I put him above Jose Miguel Delgado, Haider Emil, William Gomi. He's probably not better than these guys, is he?
All right, 20. You're right. 20. He's 29 because I think Giga is one of the more overrated fighters.
Oh, you have Giga that low, super low.
I haven't updated him. Giga is in the mid 20s, but I'm probably going to drop him even further.
Yeah.
That's just, and look, being the 30th ranked featherweight in the world
is good.
It's really good. Andre Feely, who just had a great win, I have him at number 36.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, featherweight's a good division. It's a loaded up division.
Well,
and yeah.
William Gomi, Sean Woodson. I can't put him above those guys. That's messed up. That doesn't make sense.
I think Sean Woodson would smoke Aaron Pico.
Damn. Okay, I gotta adjust this later. I apologize to America.
Sean Woodson's also 6'11" and fighting at featherweight.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Mike. Tell us how you don't like Lerone. Have I ever said I don't like Lerone?
I think he thinks you're Jed. I think he's confused.
I'm not. Yeah.
Jed has openly he has openly said I don't like.
Go watch my question of the day where I said Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is unfairly treated. Yes, the Josh Emmett fight was not great. Was not a fun watch. But the Danny Gay fight was a very fun watch. He beat the shit out of Edson Barboza, and that was a compelling ass whooping. He's had fun fights. The Emmett fight was not fun. It was a dominant win, but it was not a fun watch. But yeah, I thought that was a little overblown, for being honest. But let's continue on here with this card. Carlos Prates, AK.
Wow.
We mentioned spinning back elbow. Welterweight is very interesting right now. I went with Joaquin Buckley. It was an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I just don't know. There's no you can book Carlos Prates against literally anybody, and I'm not going to complain. But just based on availability and where these guys are ranked right now, because I'm going with Buckley because I kind of want to see that. I think they're going to throw him in there to just sacrifice Gilbert Burns forever and just be like, all right, go headline at the Apex against Gilbert. Let's put him out of his misery, so to speak. I'm hoping they don't do that. So let's just do Joaquin Buckley and let's hope for the best.
You didn't like the UFC Rio talk last night? I'm all in, man. I'm all in on him and Michael Page saying Michael Page saying he's in for it. I don't think Prates necessarily mentioned.
I just called for Leon Edwards.
He's not getting that in Rio. He's not getting that in Rio. He should.
He could get Leon Edwards though.
He could get Leon. I just don't know if he's getting him so soon. I don't know. I don't know if we see a Leon fight again before the end of the year. I think he is chilling. I think that dude is just chilling. Is in no rush. Probably being a little strategic with who he's going to fight next. So I just went with the low hanging fruit, man. I love the Prates MVP talk. MVP, I know he said he's willing to stay at 185, but he's also just said, I just want interesting fights, man. I want fights that can be paid. And I think Prates is really compelling. And one that would get paid, ranked at, he'd be ranked in 2 divisions if he beat Carlos Prates. I think
he is.
Yeah.
He still is.
In the UFC, not in the only rankings that matter, Mike, not in our rankings.
That's true. That's
But yes, in the UFC rankings, I think he is definitely at middleweight. He just beat we'll talk about him in a second, but he just beat a perennial top 13, top 10 guy in Cannonier. So yeah, I'm all into that. So that my next picks are out of the way, man. I like Prates Page. I like it having UFC Rio. Let's just keep the good times going for both these guys. And I think it's a cool matchup.
I mean, sure. If you want to do that, I'm keeping MVP at 185. I just think he's way more fun up there, and we could do like a lot cooler things. We could still go to at AK. Here's the thing: we could still go to Rio with this if we want to. We could still do it. And unfortunately, the conversation around this man has changed significantly over the last couple of weeks. This man just defeated the legend that is Roman Kopylov. It's MVP versus Paulo Costa. Like, let's just do that. Let's just get super weird and wild. I'm fascinated with what that fight could look like. Truly fascinated.
Oh, man. I mean, I said this about the Cannonier fight. That could get ugly. Any Michael Page fight at middleweight essentially could get ugly. Any Michael Page at any weight class could get ugly. Like, the guy is capable of incredible highlights. He's incredible of also some kind of dreary performances that go the distance. We saw a little mix of that even on Saturday, where like there were those awesome flashes where like he either knocked down or like caught Cannonier off balance, and then did some dancing, looked at some mid-fight emojis, and then we had the third round, which didn't go his way and was kind of rough to watch. And there's fights that he's winning that are still rough to watch. So I don't know what we would get, but yeah, I like that option. I think at least you would certainly get an entertaining build. And listen, if Costa wins that fight, then he can keep calling for Chimaev or whatever. He would still, to me, be like, one more fight away. Like, he'd have to beat someone in the top 10. But wow, I had not even thought of that. Page and Costa. Had not crossed my mind, my best friend. Had not crossed my mind until literally just now.
Yeah, why not? Let's give him a name. Fancy build, so to speak. Why the hell not? Shout out to Tim Elliott, by the way. 38 years young. Physically looked better than he's ever looked. Just in terrific shape. I thought he was about to get absolutely wrecked by Kai Asakura. Thought Kai was just going to knock him out. I thought the age and the layoff was just going to be something that happened. But Tim Elliott's like, I don't give a shit what you think. And I'm going with what I talked about after UFC Vegas. I think it was 109, whatever happened. I said Vinny Siggs was going to fight the winner of this fight. And now Tim Elliott versus Vincenzo Erceg. Vincenzo Siggs Erceg is the fight to make, and I don't have really anything else to add.
That's a classy fight. That's such a classy fight. I wish I'd gone with that. I kind of went a different direction. I'm going with Kai Kara France. I want more Kai. I want Tim Elliott to be the Kai killer. And,
I love that.
Yeah, that's I love a good gimmick. You guys know I love a good name gimmick. I think he'd be the Kai killer. Man, he looked great. He really is tough to figure out, Tim Elliott. Damn, he is funky as hell. And once he got the fight to the ground, Kai Asakura, man, I don't know what the answer is. I know we're here to talk about Tim, but Kai Asakura, I don't know what the answer is. I originally was like, after he lost to Pantoja, kind of wanted to see him move up to bantamweight. Bantamweight has a ton of good grapplers as well, so it's not like going up there is going to solve that problem. He might look a bit faster and be better and less depleted without having to cut that extra 10 pounds. But such an exciting guy. Maybe we just find more fun matchups for him at flyweight. There are definitely guys that he could fight that are less grappling heavy. But as far as him being a contender, maybe Kai doesn't make it there in the UFC, and that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think there's a lot of fun fights for Kai ahead, but the grappling is a clear weakness.
Oh, 100%. Dude, I mean, just him and Manel Kopp, like, just keep chucking them in there. They can just fight every couple of weeks. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Let's go to the wild card round, and then we'll turn it over to our wonderful viewers. We will select one fighter we have not match made for, and we will match make for them right now. So, AK, who is your wild card selection? And why was it? Oh, I can't even read.
You can't even remember his name.
Joseph Morales. Joseph Morales. Joseph Morales.
I said it earlier on the show. He opened the card. He's already been in the UFC, Mike. How could you not remember him? This isn't even your introduction. This is your reintroduction to Joseph Morales. Now 2-2 in the UFC technically, after a 3-fight stint back in like 2018 or something. He's back. Joseph Morales is back. He had to go to a friggin' reality show to get back in the UFC. But here he is. Proved the doubters wrong, was a huge underdog. I had picked Joseph Morales. I'm not good at picking Ultimate Fighter finale fights for some reason, despite the fact that I'm the only person who still watches the show. But this one I was on. I like Alibi. I think Alibi is really talented. Like, I don't think that 10-0 record or whatever he was before going to this fight was like, fugazi. Because I think Niza FC is a good promotion. That's where he fought. But I just think it's a cliche. There are levels to this. And I think Morales has been performing at a, pretty high level for some time and just needed a break. And he looked good in the Ultimate Fighter. I think he just has more of that big game, slightly more big game experience. So Joseph Morales, I think he said in his scrum after with reporters, he sees a path to a title shot. I don't know what that path is, Mike, but theoretically we can build it. Let's build this path for Joseph Morales. So let's do the math here. Let's do the math. I have placed him at number 35 in the UFC's rankings after that win. Okay. Maybe he should be higher, maybe he should be lower. I don't know. But 35, I think, is fair for a guy who, again, we know how he fared against decent competition before. He looked good on Saturday, and he's a veteran, right? This isn't some unproven product. So I'm going to try and get him into the top 20, the top 30. The top 30, I'm giving him Jose Ochoa. Ochoa, okay. Yeah, good fighter. Nothing splashy here, guys. This is another card. This fight that's going to end up like in the one of the first three fights on a preliminary card somewhere. And let's see what happens there. Ochoa is also very talented, so this is not a layup. This is not a Morales going to run through this guy. But if he's serious that like he really thinks he could fight for a title within the next 3 years, he's 30 years old, is in his prime. Okay, we got to start building now. So you give him a guy who's not an overwhelmingly tough matchup, but someone who I would certainly have ranked somewhere in the top 30, and we go from there. So I will tell you this right now, people. I'll do this right now. If Joseph Morales is not on a main card, but he keeps winning fights, he will be my wild card pick every time. I probably shouldn't promise that because there could be more options in the future, but I'll lay that light offer right now for you guys. He will almost always be my wild card pick if he wins and we get him towards a unlikely title shot.
Look, when we go on the show and we talk about like middleweights that the UFC is trying to push and or should push, I mean, there's only one way to go with this. There's the perfect man on the roster to help put this man over. I am talking about Bonsignor Susakayev, who will be forever known forward on MMAfighting.com as Jimmy Suss.
Jimmy
Suss. That's what we're calling him. Susakayev. Dana White laid out the Jimmy for us, and we appreciate him. He will be Jimmy forever. We're just going to call him Jimmy Suss. So we don't have to go through the whole thing. Look, this was just brilliant matchmaking. This is exactly how you're supposed to book him. You throw him in there with Eric Nolan, who's, if you watch the watch party, I'm like, Eric Nolan is going to try his ass off, but he's going to get obliterated at some point in this fight. His style is just like, Susakayev played around probably a little bit too much, played with his food throughout that first round, but then he just killed him. And that was going to happen literally whenever he wanted it to. Eric Nolan is not a middleweight. Jimmy Suss absolutely is, and a big one at that. So we're just going to keep building this guy up. Like, there's no need to bust him up the rankings. There's no need for him to fight Mansour Abdul Malik. There's no reason for him to fight Edmund Shabazian right now. No. There is the perfect man on the roster. Perfect. His name is Robert Valentine. UFC 320 in Vegas. And this is what you do. You throw him in there with Robert Valentine. He just nukes him. And then you turn Jimmy Suss around for UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi, and you do the rematch. You run it back again 3 weeks later and let Jimmy Suss just KO him twice in 3 weeks. And that is 3-0 in the UFC. He has 4 wins under the TKO umbrella in like a 3-month span. Yeah, Jimmy Suss, Robert Valentine is next, and then slowly build him up. Slowly. Give him the Atiba Gauthier treatment.
Oh, my gosh.
It's beautiful.
I was going to say, poor Robert Valentine just got hammered by Atiba Gauthier, lost in the Ultimate Fighter finale, got split decision by Torres Finney, which maybe is a fate worse than death. I mean, maybe the worst loss of all those. And now you're throwing in a Jimmy. Oh, boy.
James Suss is about to get that, man.
But hey, we always say this is why we keep guys like this around, right? And a lot of people will be like, oh, 0-3, this guy shouldn't even be in the UFC anymore. It's like, nope, this is why.
That's 321. That's 321. Jimmy versus Zach Reese. After he beats Robert Valentine, Jimmy versus Zach Reese, perfect matchmaking.
Perfect. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the peeps. fire him in there. I'm not gonna lie to you, world. I'm friggin' exhausted. So we're not gonna be here for super duper long. Doing your pick. So fire him in. If you get a super chat, you'll get to the front of the line. Let's get after it. Trayvon wants to see MVP stay at welterweight. I mean, cool, but I just think there's way more fun fights for him at middleweight, and it just seems like the UFC doesn't want him at welterweight, right? It just seems like there's really no space for him. He's not going to fight for a belt at welterweight. He's so far away in that conversation. I just think like the bigger names for him right now that are realistic for him to fight are at middleweight. Like, what's a bigger fight? MVP Paulo Costa or MVP Carlos Prates? It's MVP Paulo Costa by a country mile. Although Prates would be fun in its own way as well. Middleweight's just a more popular division. So
he is just so tall looking too. I mean, and not tall. He's tall looking. What a stupid term. He is tall. He's 6'3". He's a gigantic man. He looked so much bigger than Cannonier. Cannonier is listed at 5'11". Cannonier was a heavyweight once upon a time, guys. Can you believe that? And like MVP looked like Stefan Struve in there, and him. It's kind of an optical illusion. Like I think MVP has one of those bodies so long and rangy, he looks like even taller than he is. And again, he is already a gigantic man at 6'3". But he looked huge. If you were watching that and you would not like, even if you did not know the weight class of those fighters, you would think like this was like a light heavyweight bout or something. He was towering over Cannonier. And yeah, I think there's part of him that just doesn't enjoy cutting down to 170, but it's never been a huge issue for him in the past. I say that not remembering if he's ever missed weight. I'm pretty confident he hasn't. Thank you, Topology. Quick glance. No, he's never missed weight. He's one of those guys. He's just blessed with being this big dude who can cut that weight down to 170 somehow. And he's done it many, many, many times. Like I said, mostly without issue. I'm sure it's not fun. Sure doesn't like it. But yeah, he definitely likes fighting at middleweight. That's for sure.
Tristan likes Drakkar Klose versus Mike Davis and Alexander Hernandez versus Esteban Ribovic.
Stevie Ribs.
Good old Stevie Ribs. Can I just say, I think Tristan is in the right neighborhood, but I think we need to bring out the heavy loading trucks and move some houses around a little bit. I think we're on the right track. I think we trade Alexander Hernandez for Mike Davis. We do Drakkar Klose versus Alexander Hernandez. We do Mike Davis versus Stevie Ribs.
Yeah.
But if they made these two fights, it's fine.
No, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with this combo of fighters. Shout out to Alexander Hernandez, by the way, Mike. He's on the longest winning streak of his UFC career. He has never won 3 UFC fights before. He debuted in 2018, and we all remember got that huge push, of course, because the KO of Beneil beats Oben Mercier, who was on his win streak at the time, and then kind of that Cerrone fight happened. It's all been a bit weird since then, and had not strung together consecutive wins since the Hubbard Hollabaugh wins, and now Hubbard Hollabaugh Hooper. Damn it, Mike. This is a name gimmick. This is a name gimmick I should have gotten. He should have been my wild card pick and had him find another lightweight with the 8 to their name, and then there you go. I'll remember that for Twitter later. It's fine.
Gerard, Khamzat RDR, DDP, Imavov, Bahalio winner, Murphy Volk, Pico, Choi. Boy, you're trying to get Pico. People are trying to get Pico hurt, man. Let's let Pico fight back a little bit. Like way back. Let's get this dude some confidence. Like he has not developed like anywhere near where he needs to be developed. Like he's a great coach and the talent is there, but like there's just no like simple rise for this man. It's just like, here, you're gonna fight Henry Corrales, who was way overweight and rolled off the couch and has to fly across the world 72 hours before this fight's gonna happen. A guy who knocked you out on full cams. And then 18 months later, your next fight is going to be in the UFC in a co-main event of a pay-per-view against Lerone Murphy. Like, let's let this dude walk a little bit before we start running. Like, let's matchmake for Aaron Pico right now. I think this is actually a pretty fascinating conversation.
Okay.
Let me go to my rankings. How about...
It's tough.
Jack Jenkins. How about Aaron Pico versus Jack Jenkins?
That is.
I like guy.
Yeah,
guy has been finished a bunch. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. I mean, because look, Juliana Rosa, even that's really tough because Rosa's fought everybody. How do you book him?
I don't know.
How do you book Aaron Pico? Do you just do Weston Wilson? Francis Marshall? Like, are we going that far down?
I still don't know where to rank him because I feel like I put him way too high. I put him at the top 20. I will change that, guys. I will change that in my personal ranking.
Oh, no. Nope.
Oh, you got it.
I got it. Muhammad Yahya.
Oh,
I've done it.
You did it. Wow.
I sure did.
That was scary. He is the Robert Valentine of the featherweight division right now.
I mean, it's okay. He only got knocked down 7 times in his last fight.
God.
But that's it. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to do the John Giannis's of the world. Like, that's who Aaron Pico should be fighting right now. You need to develop Aaron Pico like he's Jimmy Suss right now. You know, I know he's got more of a name, but like, let's develop him appropriately.
We'll go back to the rest of Gerard's picks, but I see people saying
Buckley, MVP, Rob.
Yeah.
MVP. Wow. MVP versus Whitaker. Interesting.
I like that. Yeah.
I do too. Elliott versus the Johnson Kavanaugh winner. Mikhail versus Kopylov. Hernandez, Michael Johnson. Sure.
I just want to say there was other Pico. I just want to get some of these other Pico things. Regial saying Pico Feely. I just think that's the kind of guy that is going to give him problems. That's
who he like. If you give him the Roberto Romeros of the world, and if he beats that guy,
then he can.
Then you could chuck him in there with like. I still don't even know if I'd go to Feely. I'd go to like Jamal Emmers, which is still a really tough out. Like if Jamal Emmers beat Aaron Pico, I would not be shocked by that. He's just kind of an underrated, undervalued featherweight who does hit hard and is pretty skilled. And then we can maybe talk about the Andre Feelys, but I don't know. He's only 28, so he has time, but you have to be super careful. If you are fully invested in the future of Aaron Pico as a promotion, you have to be super careful what you do next. Like really careful.
Ben says, give him Ryan Hall. Ben, we're trying to find exciting fights for Pico, not kill him. Sorry, guys. No, don't do that.
J-Fish, DDP RDR in the UAE. Sure.
Yeah.
Mozart versus Volk. Why are we matched? First of all, none of these guys fought. Khamzat versus Fluffy.
Yes. Mike, how would you
Knuckles.
What did you say for? So let's say they did the. Let's say for some reason RDR got the title fight instead of Anthony Hernandez. Let's say they did RDR Chimaev, whatever. Great. Would you do DDP and Anthony Hernandez then?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Either way, right?
Okay, so I'm glad you said this because I mentioned this last night. And again, circumstances change based on result because there is not a single person on planet Earth who predicted that Lerone Murphy would cold Aaron Pico the way he did. And there's not a single person on planet Earth who was like, Khamzat Chimaev is going to 50-44 Dricus du Plessis and win the middleweight title at a supremely non-competitive fight. Like no one picked that. No one saw that coming. So the circumstances have kind of changed based on what happens here. Having said that, last week, this made no sense. If the UFC made Anthony Hernandez versus Sean Strickland now, it makes way more sense than it did a week ago. And Hernandez is going to absolutely wreck Sean Strickland. Like, plain as day, he's going to smash Sean Strickland. And then, you know, if that's what Fluffy has to do, if the queue's too long, it makes sense. But like just the way Khamzat could have won and all these things, like the situation of how I personally view Khamzat after this performance. If they go RDR, they go with the Caio Bahalio winner. Like if you want to throw Fluffy in there with Strickland, like go ahead. It's going to go horrifically wrong for Sean, like really, really bad. And then, you know, that's just a name and Sean Strickland will be officially out of the title conversation at that point. But I don't know. It makes more sense now. I was very hard on Toke for picking that. And a week ago, I was 100% right.
Oh,
here to say, after what we just saw, if the UFC wants to go this route, I will allow it. But just remember my words. That fight's not compelling because we know what the result is already. So.
Man, Toke was supposed to be here. He sent me an email. He's saying he couldn't catch the live show. What a moment this would have been for you guys to like reconcile on that. And now, Toke, if you're out there, I know you're going to watch the show later, or listen to the podcast. But you and Mike are okay. You and Mike are okay. You know, you guys don't got a beef. Mike, I just wanted to follow up. Regia, who suggested Feely, said you just have to make sure it's Feely on his loss cycle, because remember he's been alternating wins and losses for the last 5 years. So
Dude, Featherweight is so nasty.
So he's coming off a win. So you're right, Mike. You don't book Pico next. You're right. Pico beats someone else. Feely fights someone else, and yes, he should fight Pico next. I'm sorry. Feely's coming off a win. So if you want Pico to win, you give him Feely now. He will now catch the losing Andre Feely.
Yeah, dude. So much happening. MVP Izzy and MSG. They're not fighting each other. Those two guys are not going.
He said they would for enough money. But he does not.
You think UFC is going to be like, hey,
sure. Mike
nice win over Jared Cannonier, who's 41. You want to go fight Israel Adesanya at Madison Square Garden? We'll pay you each $20 million.
Mike,
you can be the first fight of the main card.
I don't know if you heard. They just signed a $7.7 billion broadcasting deal with Paramount, and a lot of that money is going to go to the fighters. You know, they're just throwing it around. They're like, yeah, the fans have always wanted MVP and Izzy. Let's make it happen. 20 million each. Let's go. There's nothing. Drop in the bucket.
Shows Pico versus Kyle Nelson again. That's like Kyle Nelson has fought at like so many high-level guys.
That's a spoiler. That's a like a Kyle Nelson like plus 500 underdog, and I'd be like, yo, I'm on that ticket. He is
Nolan versus Phil Rowe.
I like that.
That's like the sloppiest welterweight fun fight.
Yep.
I mean, I'd watch it. Like Eric Nolan's just gonna hurt Phil Rowe a whole bunch of times, and then Phil's just gonna survive and probably finish Nolan like late in the third round in a come from behind win. Askar versus Maxim is interesting. Sure. Pico versus Makwan Amir Khan.
Bring him back.
That might be terrific. But Makwan could finish Pico in the first round.
Someone's getting finished in the first round. That's just someone's getting smoked.
And if not, Pico will finish him. So wow, that's interesting.
Oh, see this one from Sam Unsung. Oh, you can jump that later. Sorry.
More MVP as you talk. They're not fighting.
Yeah, not anytime soon. Definitely not anytime soon.
Is it where is it?
Pico versus Cub Swanson. Oh, and Cub retires with a W. This is someone who's going the other way with it, Mike. They're trying to use Pico as like a device for some other storyline. They want to see Cub beat Pico up. I mean, and he probably could too. Like,
no, you can't do that.
Oh, you don't like this one?
Pico, even on the long losing streak, you can't do that.
Yeah, you don't like that.
No, I really don't.
He is tough. I will say that. I am. People, if you have, we always tell people not to send in picks because we're doing the live show. But guys, hit me up on Twitter, Alexander K Lee on Twitter. I think I'm Alexander K Lee on Twitter. My DMs are open. Give me Pico picks, because if someone can pick correctly what his fight is next for him, I will be amazed, because there's like 35 different options. I have no idea.
Pico been babied by Bellator. Now I want to baby him again.
Yes,
Basibar. Come on now. there is a vast difference between the Bellator rise and what the UFC is. Jack, let's just put this into perspective, and this is legitimately true. If Aaron Pico's UFC debut last night was against Jack Jenkins, that would be the toughest fight of his career. That'd be the toughest name he has ever fought in his career. Look at his wins. Look at the guys he's beaten. Jack Jenkins would be the best win of his career. Okay? There's a difference in like building a guy up and babying him. Like, you can't baby him in the UFC because Jack Jenkins, like, you could make a case of Jack could beat Aaron Pico. Kevin Vallejos. Would you pick Aaron Pico to be Kevin Vallejos right now? I wouldn't. I would.
I almost made him my pick for Pico, and then I thought better of it. I was like, no, it's not a good time.
Isaac Bulgarian would be a tough fight. Like, featherweight is a loaded division. Jamal Emmers, like I mentioned, Emmers could beat Aaron Pico. That, like, featherweight is good. So let's get this guy a win, and then we'll go from there. Like, Austin Bashi is gonna like fly up the ranks. Like, I would put him with Pico, obviously, but like, there are guys coming. We just got to be smart with him. Like, he's 28. You got one shot at this. Like, the way you book Aaron Pico's next fight is incredibly important, unless you just want to dump him. And that's just like, all right, he's not what we thought he was. Let's just get him obliterated again. Like, if you really think you have something with him, let's build his confidence up a little bit. Let's get him a win. And then from there, then we could start talking about the Feelies and some of the bigger names. That's how you do it. Because you're not babying him, throwing him in there with Jack Jenkins. That's not a babying. Pico versus Jourdain. Jourdain's a bantamweight now anyways. Pico versus Emmett?
Please,
Come on.
no.
What
Guys,
are we doing?
No. Don't do this. Don't do this.
What the hell is happening right now?
I like Aaron Pico. I like Aaron Pico a lot.
I do too. He's been so badly developed throughout his career. It was a miss. He is like, if you were going to compare him to anybody, he is Alexander Hernandez. He was Bellator's Alexander Hernandez. So he's a fascinating career. But now look at what they did with Hernandez. He's back. He's fighting the Hollowbows of the world. He's fighting way back. And then he just beats Chase Hooper as like the second biggest underdog on the card. Perhaps this is it. Like, because Hernandez never got the chance to develop either. He went out there, just obliterated Beneil Dariush, OAM, and then he's a meme forever because of the Donald Cerrone fight. And there's just win-loss, all that. So, yeah. Pico versus Nate Landwehr?
Someday. I absolutely thought it, not yet. But they have to fight. There's so many. I'm sad that I feel like. Well, I mean, again, that's originally who I had him next to in the rankings. So,
how is he a -176 favorite? It's the biggest reason why I bet on Lerone Murphy. I was like, you're giving me Lerone Murphy a +150 plus. I'm taking it.
I fell for it, guys. I fell for it. I picked. I think I also picked Pitbull to beat Yair. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to check my predictions for that. I'm under the Bellator PFL spell, guys. I'm like, those guys come over, and I just think they're all going to crush. Patchy Mix, I definitely picked to beat Mario Bautista. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, shame on me.
If Bryce Mitchell is still at 145, I don't think that would be a bad fight. I actually don't think so either. I don't know, man.
It's okay.
Yeah. Again, like sending Pico back to the draw, like sending Pico back to fight like a veteran, a featherweight veteran to just get a win is not a bad thing. It's not bad. I mean, the Muhammad Yahya thing, like maybe I went a little too far back for Yahya, but even still, like if you want to throw him in there with Muhammad, like let's just make him look good. Like I don't know.
I have no problem with the Yahya pick. I think that is hilarious, and now I really want it.
I think that's actually like, if I was the featherweight matchmaker, that is the fight I would make. But I'm not the featherweight matchmaker, so I stand by Oleg Zaitchik versus Rudzabayev. Sure.
If they can book it quickly, yeah, that'd be nice. Rudzabayev. I think I know there's that video of Battle kind of like apologizing to him and saying like, they're trying to rebook it. But if I'm Rudzabayev, man, no interest. Sorry, man. I'm just like, I'm moving on.
I don't know how I don't know how he stays employed after this. I really don't. They'll keep him around, I think. But if I'm the UFC, I'm just like, yeah, bye-bye.
I like Brian Battle too, man. I think all of us, so many of us like Brian Battle. Like, it was just a real tough. It was a really bad look, man. And it doesn't seem to have been a health issue. I know he's kind of released a few statements about it. And if it is a health issue, he's keeping that to himself, and that's fine. That's none of our business. But yeah, really bad luck. And yeah, gosh, I'm just so optimistic, guys. I just hope he's okay. And I would like to see him get another chance. But if the UFC cut him like this week,
They should cut him. They should absolutely
would not blame the promotion the slightest. Would not blame them at all. Can't do that.
They should. And it's not like you're slamming the door on him forever. But
no.
Like the way he handled the Randy Brown thing was ridiculous. And then blowing weight by 4 pounds up a weight class again after all that.
Twice.
So brutal.
Twice.
Yeah, it's so
crazy.
Brutal. Yeah. And he's not a star. Like, let him go. Get him a couple wins on the regional scene. Let's get his weight in check. Have him hire a nutritionist. If he goes and wins like 2 or 3 fights, bring him back. Like, that's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's take one last quick peek, and then we'll get on out of here. Brian Battle. Brian Battle will be a refreshing addition to heavyweight.
He started as a heavyweight. You got to remember this. That amazing sort of weight body change is such a big part of his story. Is he was a heavyweight when he started MMA. He was huge.
Pico versus Billy Q or Sabatini.
Give me the line for those fights, Mike. Give me the Pico line.
I think Pico's probably favored in both.
How heavily?
Minus 110. Like minus 130, maybe minus 150 for Billy Q. I don't know. It's a tough fight, man.
That's
a tough fight.
What is Chimaev's line in the Hernandez matchup?
Minus 490.
I saw someone in the comments saying like, what was Chimaev going into Saturday? Like minus 270 or something, almost like a 3-1 favorite, I think, against the champion.
It was like minus 2. I think it got to like minus 260.
Yeah, it'll never be in that range again for a long time. It's minus 400 up for the next, like, as long as he has the title, I feel like, and keeps winning.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I'll say it again. Khamzat's beating Fluffy. He's going to beat him, and he's probably going to beat him convincingly. But Fluffy is the only guy who has a chance. It's just plain and simple. And I kind of like just going with Fluffy first because if Khamzat beats Fluffy, he's gonna be the champion forever, as long as he wants. He wants to put together 12 title defenses. He can. So I'm intrigued by that one. And Pico would be minus 180 against Billy and minus 250 against Pat.
Minus 180 against Billy.
I don't think he'd be minus 250 against Pat. Minus 200 maybe.
Minus 200. Minus 250 would really shock me.
Yeah, I don't think that
would really shock me.
Again, Pat has fought better competition than Aaron Pico.
I would be taking Pat. If Pat was like plus 200 or something, I would be taking Pat.
For sure.
I'm jumping all over that Pat line.
For sure.
Yeah.
Billy Q's just been in a bunch of wars lately, and he's kind of on the back nine a little bit. But here's the other thing too. Aaron Pico is 28. But when he gets got, like, he has got real bad in like all of these losses. Like the Jeremy Kennedy one was kind of a freak one, but like Borch killed him, Corrales smoked him, and then this one, like, you can't keep getting colded like that. It's very, very tough. So, but Pico was just minus 180 versus Lerone. Yes, but that doesn't mean like he's going to be minus 180 again. You saw what happens when we fight guys who have experience. We've learned from this. It was a ridiculous betting line.
Yeah. The odds makers, guys, trust me, they're going to be a major recalibration for Pico for his next fight. Because
they see what they do with Khamzat. Whoever they book him with, Khamzat is going to open at like minus 400 or more.
At least.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's UFC 319.
It's his era.
More about this.
It's his era, man. It's the Khamzat era. We're in it now. It's been coming for a long time, but we're finally in it.
We are finally here. Patience paid off. So now we're off to Shanghai, AK.
Yes, Mike. Will you be? I believe. Will you be covering this one live?
I sure will be, AK.
Oh my goodness.
I could not be more excited. I might just do everything like all at once. I might just cover the card, do the post-fight show at like 9 a.m. and then just do on to the next one by myself, like right after, and just have it in the can ready to go. And then, yeah, just enjoy my weekend. But let's take a look at UFC Shanghai. The main event, Johnny Walker taking on Mingyang Zhang. Co-main event, damn good one, Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. Jed and I going head-to-head fantasy-wise. Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta.
That's so good. That's such a good heavyweight matchup. Do you have Waldo?
I have Waldo.
Oh, you will.
Take
the point. Write the points down now, Mike. Write the points down now. And write down the points for title fight and main event too, because guess what? He will be challenging the winner. Waldo Cortez is going to be Sergey Pavlovich and then challenge the winner of Tommy Aspinall and Cedal Gunn. You guys heard it here first. That's my Otno pick for next week.
Well, they have to watch Derek Lewis fight the winner first.
I'm
never giving up on that dream. So, Subadierji versus Kevin Borjas. Tailaki Nuarji versus Keith Crosby. I'm gonna have a really tough time here.
I just saw that and I was like, I'm so glad you're reading this instead of me. I literally just saw that. I was not familiar with that fight.
Mahashata versus Gage Young. Lonair Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson. Love that fight. Very much looking forward to that. Rong Zhu versus Austin Hubbard. Michelle Pereira versus Kyle Dawkins.
Whoa, he's
Welcome back.
He has been tweeting. You guys are on social media. He has been tweeting every day to get back in the. Every time a middleweight fight fell out, he's tweeting at Dana White. He's tweeting at the UFC. Let me back. Let me back in. Get me in.
Yeah, these look good, man. Yizha versus Weston Wilson. How about that? Long Zhao versus Su Young Yu. Dr. Norgazai versus Uran Saltabaldiev. Which is going to be fun. Saltabaldiev back at 205 after having to eat that Justice humble pie against Martin Budai in his UFC debut.
So. Were both guys from Contender Series? I know DR was. Uran was
Uran was a short notice replacement to fight Martin Budai at heavyweight.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Former LFA light heavyweight champion. So, yeah, should be a good fight.
Cool.
Yeah, let me finish my production stuff before I go take my nap. Let's see. I will not be on this next week's show, and then there's no card. I think the week after, right? There's no card after the Shanghai. Yes, we turned our attention to Misfits Boxing, whatever that.
Oh my goodness, that's right. King of the Throne.
Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold and Tony Ferguson versus Salt Poppy.
Oh Lord,
hell are we doing here?
Salt Poppy, Rock Salt. Are you doing the Rock Salt parlay?
We might.
Are you doing the Rock Salt parlay?
God, Darren Till, Luke Rockhold is gonna be super sad to watch.
I will be on vacation for the next couple of weeks. So apologies to everyone for my absence. It is just I'm having a delayed honeymoon, as it were, guys. I got married some time ago, getting a little honeymoon business. Hopefully flying out of the country, Mike. But we'll see. We've got a little Air Canada issue up here. Air Canada, get your stuff together, man. Pay your workers, damn it. Pay your workers, Air Canada. This is ridiculous. But I'm sorry I'm missing Shanghai and missing some Misfits Boxing. But I cannot wait. I'm going to have a great time, and I cannot wait to be back and see you guys. And I know the MMA Fighting crew is going to hold it down.
Enjoy your time off, AK. Well-deserved. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays, everybody. Relax. And we got a whole new week. By the way, if you want a question of the day, we had a whole week of it for the new MMAfighting.com. You can head to the site, go to the feed. I already dropped in the post where you could start asking questions. I think that's just going to be the sort of encompassing post for the whole week, just to get everything in one fell swoop. So head there. We're going to try to do more video content, do some more fun stuff. So for AKI, Mike Heck, thank you so much. Back next week after UFC Shanghai right here. And on to the next one, the podcast.